Hi guys, hope you're having a good day. So I wanted to look into something. Today's Sunday, and there's this news story about an explosion on a Navy ship in San Diego, and it looks really bad. I mean, there's no real explanation at this point, but I also have not. I just heard it was a fire and an explosion. Nobody was killed. I think there are like 18 to 21 people being treated at a hospital. So there's no story of any foul play or any kind of attack, but I'm also not really seeing a clear explanation. So I thought we would ask the cards. And I'm especially curious because I could swear that Linda G, Comanche Psychic, had seen and mentioned a few times about a Navy ship on American soil being attacked. So I'm like, is this it? Are we going to find out more about this? Was there any foul play here? Or is this just a simple fire and I'm jumping to conclusions? So let's see what the cards can tell us. So, Spirit, help us to know about this explosion on the Navy ship today. This was weird. This kind of started to want to flip over. Okay, we're back. So this reading surprised me and actually ended up kind of freaking me out. But I'll explain. And I don't want to I don't ever want to spread something that's like a conspiracy theory that would frighten anyone. So forgive me, if this ends up not being true, and I don't know if we would ever find out. Either way, I'll explain. But I don't mean to do that. I'm just giving you what I see in the cards, and I'll just explain. The first thing I see here, this Seven of Cups. This is, the explosion. Look at all that smoke, right? And the purpose of the explosion, okay, it wasn't necessarily to kill a lot of people or kill any people. I think the purpose was the way it was going to sort of look from the outside. If you find the images, and you'll see it was spread all around the world, and newspapers all over, and it just kind of looks like this scary image that it looks like an American Navy ship has been bombed or something. It's that classic war-looking image. So I think that was the purpose of it. This frightening sort of allusion to. And the purpose being to shake and scare Trump. I do see it as having been crafted, which you see here. I mean, it's covered by this card that means crafting. This was a situation that was crafted. These, could represent a bomb. Was it a bomb? I don't know. They say it started as a fire and then the pressure caused an explosion. What started the fire? I don't know. This could also be the crafting of some kind of program sent over the, I don't know if they can mess with the electrical systems and cause heat or something. I don't know, but I do see it as having been crafted. I mean, when I ask that question, I get those cards. And especially with this at the surface, no other card represents foul play more than this card, the Seven of Swords. So yeah, trickery. That's what I see at the surface. And the fact that at the base we have the Lover's card. This was what I went into it wondering if this could be Putin. This would be a Putin thing. And so yeah, that's what I see. It would be right up his alley to send a threatening, it's very mobster. It's like, I think of The Godfather when the guy goes home and there's a horse's head in his bed. Just something to shake up the person who is trying to be shook up. And I think that this is the partnership. To have this partnership, this Trump-Putin partnership, at the base of it all, gives me my answer. Why would a major arcana be down here? at the base of this if it was just a small little accident that ended up looking bad. So yeah, that's that perceived, hey, we're partners and I'm not getting what I want and I'm not going to be silenced. This card here, the Six of Wands, I'm very drawn to the expression on this horse's face. This like tells me everything. It actually makes me uncomfortable. You can see this guy here. This is sort of the card of getting a lot of attention and victory. And it's like sort of, look at me, I'm the American president, la-di-da, I'm so great. And then this horse, I've never even noticed that guy before. Like, basically, I see that as Putin saying, like, who do you think put you there? Okay? And just bitter and tired of this behavior and not getting what he is due. I do see this as far as the incident on the ship. That we'll just be getting a sort of like, yeah, like this happened, that happened, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, you know, as far as explaining how this happened. I don't know if they just don't really know either, or if they do know, but they can't really tell us. And then I've got this Justice card here. I initially thought this probably means that there's a military investigation into this, and there probably is. But then I saw it again and I thought, this is Putin's form of justice. This event that this theatrical event that he created and crafted. Oof. This is his version of justice. He's being ignored. And it's interesting, this Queen of Wands. So like, in no way, shape, or form do I think that women are lesser to men, or that queens are lesser to kings, or wives are lesser to husbands, or anything like that. That's not me. But I feel that Putin sees Trump as a lesser partner, sort of like a queen to his king. Okay? I know that sounds crazy, but he is like, it's like he's like an abusive husband or something. Like, he's like, you are not equal to me, and you're actually acting like you're ignoring me, and you're acting like you're above me. You're not. It's like a reminder. This is his justice to say, I own you. You answer to me. This, on one level, yeah, I see this as the soldiers recovering in the hospital. And of course, we hope that everybody has a full recovery. Again, I don't even think it was meant to kill, because they could have, if they wanted to, they could have found a ship that had more soldiers on it, an active ship. But it was like, I think it's sort of not meant to really get the attention, or for you know, the rest of the world to think this was an act of war, but more of a message and a signal. Like, look what I can do. And by the way, before I forget, I wanted to also mention there's smoke in this card too, and then there's another card that has smoke. But anyway, he wants Trump to pull out this Four of Swords as a sort of putting down the swords and pull out of different territories. Because I just kept asking, what does he want? And, you know, so that's what I think that the purpose, what he is trying to get, he wants, like, Trump has been taking military out of certain areas, probably where there's a lot of oil, right? Of course, he wants that. He's waiting for more of that to happen. He also wants, like, sanctions lifted. You know, I mean, that's my guess. He wants more of these things lifted, put the pressure off of Russia. There was something else that made me think this was about, the ship had, this really was startling when I read this, 1,000,000 gallons of fuel. But yeah, and I just thought that's really strange, and other people thought that was just a really strange amount of fuel to have in that ship that's not even being used. So I didn't know if that was part of the signal, or maybe there's even a hope that that fuel would catch fire and explode. That tells me that he's angry about oil, I think. And so, which makes sense. He's an oligarch. Yeah. So, he's like the top mobster oligarch. Anyway, and then I see here at the final outcome, you know, more indication that this was an attack. There's an attack. And here is, I see this as evidence of an attack. Okay, so there is evidence of this attack. I also feel this as, like, I think we'll find out about this eventually. And not only that, but there has been more than just this. And I just read, and I don't have like an article to share to prove this, but maybe others know that this is true, that there's been about 3 Navy ship explosions in the last 3 years. But I do remember at least one, and my husband was like, yeah, I remember there was another one like this. I think that might, and just, I'm like, oh, in 3 years, gee, what else happened in the last 3 years? Well, Trump's been president. Has he been doing these kind of threatening signals to get what he wants for a little while? Here, I mean, more clarifiers, 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, a lot of money and a partnership. Trump is just extremely in debt financially to Putin. That's what I think I see here. And Putin just owns him. And this is, that's what that attitude, you see that attitude. He feels very much to have ownership in this partnership that is about you owe me. And then the High Priestess covering all of it, like, saying this is the mystery. This is what is beneath the mystery, that we are like, what was that all about? Oh, really? It's all of this. It's the money, the partnership. And also this can be CIA. So I think that, I think and hope that this might come out in a report that will help us to see and understand what we have been going through in these years under Trump. And I feel this in like a kick in the gut, like right in the solar plexus of America, to find this out. And it's almost like, I did a reading where called The Second Half of 2020, and there's a card in that reading, and I still feel that card, and I feel it's just this sorrow and this apologetic sorrow. And I feel that I heard this story about this kid in Texas who went to a COVID party. He's a 30-year-old. He's not really a kid, but he went to a COVID party. He got COVID and he died. And his last words were, I think I made a mistake. I thought it was a hoax. And just like to feel the sorrow of this kid losing his life at that age. And like, that's the sorrow I felt in that card. Like, more people are going to be having those moments. I hope more. I don't want people to die to learn a lesson. I don't want people to learn to lose loved ones either. I don't want, but the sorrow's coming. Like, the sorrow has to be a part of what gets us out of whatever hold like Trump has on people. And this is going to be part of the sorrow. That's what I'm feeling. The shock and the sorrow. And then at the base of the deck, which also answered my question, is we have the Empress. The Empress for me is often America. So to ask, was this foul play, like type of attack on America? I mean, we've got the foul play, and we've got America, the partnership, the attack, and then underneath it, the Wheel of Fortune card, which is like, I see like Putin sort of cranking up the pressure, right? That's what this event was, cranking up the pressure, because he's not being given enough. He's tired of getting scraps. The 6 of Pentacles here, and it's making him mad. This was the message, Ace of Swords. Boom. Here's a message to you, Donald. Here he is, overseas, with the globe in his hand. I see him having watched this incident from afar. Watching from afar, trying to control things from afar. This next card, trying to whip Donald from afar, right? He's not going to be ignored by his wifey. Sorry, that's just how he thinks. King of Pentacles. He's the mob boss. He's the one who has all the goods on Trump. He also is the one who has financially carried Trump. I mean, that's what I feel for a long, long time. He owns Trump. He's the mob boss. And he is showing his power with this event. That's what I see. I also wanted to point out there are a lot of twos in this read. I have a Two of Wands, a Two of Pentacles, I have the Lovers, and I have the Two of Cups. I think that's also significant in the question that I put out there. This is about that partnership. And also in this read, I get a lot of heat in the back of my head, the top of my head, which just tells me there's energy that, you know, I'm getting some energy on this, you know, that I think is letting me know that I'm, you know, that there's something here, there's something more here. So anyway, that's my read. So as like, you know, much of a this kind of creepy, scary thing that is, it's just one of these things that Putin does, and he does it in other countries too, when this is how he communicates and operates: fear and intimidation, mob tactics. The only positive thing I could say that comes out of it is that when we learn of this, it will help to really solidify and like, you know, give like validation to how very serious this was. This isn't a joke. This isn't funny. You see all these, you know, MAGA Trumpers. They think this is just funny to just make the libs cry or whatever. It's not funny. This is so, so, so serious. We are being like humiliated by Putin. And by the fact that our president is owned by him is just disgusting. So that's what I see. That's what I feel. Let's just hope for the best, that this helps to take Trump down and helps to wake up, you know, Americans who aren't understanding the gravity and seriousness of being aligned with Vladimir Putin. So there you have it. That's my read. Again, it's just a read. Let me know, you know, as always, if you had any feelings when you saw these cards. I'd be curious to know, or I haven't seen anyone else read on this. I'd be really curious if anyone else got anything sort of sinister about this. And so that's it. Let me know, and I'll talk to you next time.